First thing you want to do when you're joining an Ark server is make your character. Now, this part is extremely important. In Ark, your character size determines your hitbox and how easy you are to target. So, you need to make your hitbox small to make it less of a target for your enemies. Female characters are better as the hitbox is even smaller, but small characters are the best and females are the meta. Take all the sliders to the left. It is very important that you choose to make your character very small, for PvP especially, and even PvE. Once you've made your character, click create new survivor and you will spawn into the map. Now here is where our leveling begins. The map you want to choose to spawn in first is called the Island. You want to choose to spawn at West Zone 1, as this is where we're going to begin leveling. There's a 4x note and 2x notes. These notes give you increased XP so that you can begin your game with a head start. This is the most efficient way to level, and this is what experienced players do to get to level 100 as fast as possible. Leveling in Ark unlocks far more advanced engrams, which are new items you can craft for your player. At level 100 you learn heavy turrets, which are one of the most powerful base defense items you can craft, and there are many other items you need to unlock to have a chance at surviving in the Ark. So to begin, reaching level 100 as fast as possible is a must do. So I'm going to show you the note run that I do to get to a level 100 as fast as I can. I will also have a link to the note run video that you can follow that will run you straight through, and you can follow while you run on a second monitor. That link will be in the description. But the first note is here on top of the hill at coordinates 8324. This is a 2x note that we will get before getting our 4x note. In this video I will not run you through all the notes on this run, as I have the link in the description, but I'll show you this 2x and the 4x that are most important. There are also many note run videos on YouTube, but make sure you only pick up the 4x note that I'm about to show you if you want to follow this guide to leveling as fast as possible. One thing to note while doing your note run though is make sure you stay alive, because if you die, the notes reset and you lose all your XP. You can pick berries from these bushes, which will give you some food, and you can run into the water to keep your hydration up. The 4x note is found at 8924, and this is the most important note that you will find at this point in time, as this gives you 4x XP. Once you get this note, you need to make sure you don't die, because you will not be able to get to level 100 as fast if you waste this note. If you do, remake your character. Now that you've done your note run, you need to level up your character. These are the points that I have as a general overview for my stats. I go to about 160 movement speed, around about 260 health, and the rest of the points into weight, 1 point to rapidity. This, as a general rule of thumb, is a pretty good character build because you want a lot of speed on your character and you need a lot of weight to be functional. Health gets boosted from flak armor that you wear, so it's not as important as these other stats. Once you have completed your note run to around the level 70, you can transfer via an airdrop, which is these glowing beacons, to another server. And we are going to transfer to Genesis, where we are going to get ourselves some cryopods and some metal picks for our next part of this leveling process. We will also get ourselves a crossbow for the next part of this leveling experience. Be aware, anything you have on you may not transfer with you if it's on the timer. Each server has a 15-minute timer on items you've recently acquired. So transfer to Genesis. Once you've transferred to Genesis, you will see these glowing beacons, and these are called glitches. They give you hexagons, which on Genesis you can use to spend on items, and they give you some XP as well. Once you get some glitches, you'll be able to craft a cryopod and our pickaxe and crossbow. Find somewhere above the water and look at your Helena and select exchange hexagons, and this is the in-game shop only on the Genesis map. And here we can buy a cryopod for 500 points, which is half of what we get from one glitch. So you want to buy 2 of these, and cryopods are what store your tames like a Pokeball. And this will be our next step in the leveling process. Your engram list can be found next to the inventory tab up the top here, and this is where you find every item that you can craft in the game, and you can learn them after you've acquired a certain level. So this is where we learn our smithy and our pickaxe and every other item once you get the adequate level. You also want to get some fiber, thatch, wood, hide, stone, and metal. So we can craft ourselves a smithy and a thatch foundation and make ourselves some metal picks and crossbows. Make sure you learn smithy in your engrams list and then craft it in the crafting tab. And now we can craft some metal picks, which is going to be the next item we need to rapidly level. Put your items inside the smithy, the required materials, hide, metal, and wood, and now craft your metal pickaxe. And do the same for the crossbow. You want to make multiple of each so you've got spare. Once you have your picks and your cryopods, you want to find a mission terminal that looks like this. These are the obelisks or airdrops on this map. Select access inventory and then select arced data. Be aware that any item you craft on the server will be on a 15-minute timer and you have to wait for that timer before you can upload it into your arced data. Arced data items will last for 24 hours before they will be deleted, and you can access this inventory system from any map. Cross-server upload. Think of it like uploading something on a computer, and you can download these any server you go to from airdrops or obelisks. And this is what we'll need for when we transfer over to Crystal Isles to get our wyvern. Once you're ready to go, select the mission terminal, select access inventory, and now we can travel to another server. Make sure all your items are off the 15-minute timer though if you do want to save them. Now we want to select a Crystal Isle server to transfer. Select the lowest pop server. When you spawn on Crystal Isles, select the bottom left southwest to spawn and make sure you have a pick with you. Now you want to find these crystal nodes, and this is where we'll get our crystal to tame our crystal wyvern. Be aware that some crystal nodes will not work. Once you have the crystal, put it on your 0 slot in your hotbar, and this will allow you to feed it to a crystal wyvern. Once you have about 50 crystal, you want to go find a crystal wyvern to tame, and also make yourself a spyglass so that you can see the levels of the tames. Once you find a wyvern that is tameable, you will be able to feed it a crystal by standing next to it, but what you need to do is hop on the back of the wyvern and jump up on top. And jump up until you can get on its back. And then you feed it crystal and your tame begins. You want to lie down on the wyvern so that you're less obvious if somebody else is around trying to tame them. And just wait until it's hungry again. We got knocked off our tame. If you do get knocked off, you can go into taming list here and click track. And now your tame will show up on your map. And now you just have to wait for it to land again. If you do wait too long, the taming effectiveness may reset. If this is the case, you just need to restart the tame again. And make sure you have parachutes on you when you are commencing this process. And now you have your first wyvern. Once you have your wyvern, you need to find an airdrop to transfer to Extinction. Now you need to find an airdrop and download your cryopod for your wyvern and cryo it. You need to be careful here, as once it cryos, other players can steal it from your inventory, and you will have to wait the 15-minute server transfer timer to tick over before you can upload your wyvern. So you want to cryopod your wyvern and find somewhere safe to hide until the timer ticks over, and we'll transfer to Extinction to get to level 81 for SCUBA. So you want to make your way to the green obelisk at coordinates 50-30, and at the green obelisk just past it is an upload terminal for Extinction, and this is where we'll download our wyvern to do our note run and to kill corrupted dinosaurs, which will give us a boost in XP and get us to level 81 so we can craft SCUBA and then do the swamp cave to get to level 100. So out here you will find a terminal approximately here at 5525. This is the Extinction upload terminal, and this is where we will download our wyvern. Now we can do our Extinction note run with our wyvern. I will leave a link in the description for the note run. Now once you have your XP notes, what you want to do is head out into the dead zone. Out here we are going to kill corrupted Rexes and other creatures until we get to the level. You want to kill Spinos as well as Rexes, and these will give you maximum XP. Taking note of the increased food consumption and the heat, which will kill you over time. Now once we've killed enough tames, we should be level enough to 81 to learn SCUBA. And now we can transfer back to Crystal Isles to craft our SCUBA and to get our Megatherium tame. Once we transfer back to Crystal Isles, we need to tame our Megatherium, and for this we're going to need stone foundations, stone doorways, some wooden ramps to make a trap for the Megatherium. Now we will make our taming trap with 4 foundations surrounded by door frames and 2 ramps on one side of the trap. This will be used to trap the Megatherium so it can't escape while we knock it out with trank arrows using our crossbow that we bought on Genesis. So once you have this, we are nearly ready to push to level 100. Because the Megatherium likes to eat bug. Megatherium is used to run the swamp cave on the island, which is a rapid leveling area. Trap your Megatherium in the trap and knock it out with the trank arrows. You can run the swamp cave with very low level Megatheriums, so the level does not really matter. Once it's tamed, cryo your Megatherium and put it in your upload. All we need to do to complete our push to 100 now is craft some SCUBA. So stay on Crystal Isles and we will make it over here. Next up, you want to come to the floating islands on Crystal Isles at 4272 at the very top of the floating islands. This area is home to huge crabs which can be farmed for polymer and chitin, which are very important mats for crafting our SCUBA. You will find this area with a river wrapping around the highest peak. All you need to do is kill the crabs with your wyvern and harvest them for the polymer and chitin. Now we have some of the crafting materials we will need for SCUBA. Be aware the polymer does expire, so you need to craft it soon after farming. It costs around 50 polymer for SCUBA, and you will have more than enough chitin at this point. Now we will need to make our way to the oil fields to start getting further materials together for our SCUBA and fabricator, which we'll use to craft the SCUBA. For the fabricator, you will need cementing paste, crystal, metal ingots, oil, and spark powder. So on Crystal Isles, come to the coordinates 3555 and you will see some oil fields here. Often they'll be filled with oil pumps. If not, you can harvest the oil nodes here with your pick. These mats are very important for crafting SCUBA and our fabricator. Harvest around 100 oil, that should be enough. And you will also need to make some spark powder. Spark powder is made from stone and flint in our mortar and pestle. In this same area, you will also find beaver dams. Beavers will craft dams that have inventory full of cementing paste, wood, and pearls. And you will need the cementing paste to craft your fabricator. Collect the cementing paste and dispose of the rest of the resources to destroy the dam to make it easier for the next person. And the next resource we will need is pearls, which are found all around the pools in the pink forest. Dive into the shallows and pick up the pearls until you have approximately 200, and that should be enough. The next material we need is metal, which is also found in the rivers of the pink forest. So this is a great place to come. To turn the metal into ingots, you will need to put down a forge. You will need fiber, flint, hide, stone, and wood, and the forge will smelt the metal ore. Put your metal and some wood into the forge and light the fire to begin smelting. Once you have 5 ingots, you can craft your fabricator. You will also need to make some fuel from oil and hide in the forge to power your fabricator. Once you have the fuel, put all your materials in the fabricator and craft a full set of SCUBA. You will require metal, hide, fiber, and pearls to craft your SCUBA set. This SCUBA set will allow us to survive in the poison in the island swamp cave, which is our next destination. So now make sure your wyvern and megatherium are in your inventory or your upload, and we can transfer to the island. And now we can make our final push to level 100. Taking note that if in any stage you are ahead on levels, you can skip certain steps. Sometimes there will be XP multipliers to speed up this process. Now, when you're back on the island, you want to spawn up north on the map, and we will get a couple of 2x notes and a 4x note to increase our XP from running the swamp cave. The first note is around 2575 at the river entrance. And once you have this note, you will want to head to Crystal Mountain for another 2x and 4x note. It is imperative that you travel as fast as you can to the swamp cave once you have these notes, as the 4x note will expire very fast, and you need to maximize your XP while you have the buff from the 4x note. You will find the notes on the northmost mountain. Collect these and travel to the swamp cave. Now you will travel to around 6535 to the swamp cave, which is a poisonous cave filled with gas and insects that give high XP. You will need to find the swamp cave near this pool of water, and you will need your Megatherium with a saddle and your scuba set ready. Make sure you craft a Megatherium saddle before going to the swamp cave. This is where you will throw out your Megatherium. Make sure you equip your scuba before heading into the cave, throw out your Megatherium, and now we will kill the Magnura to get a lot of XP with our 4x note. And level up very fast. Make sure you force feed your Megatherium if it gets low using the meat from the bugs. Right click is the preferable attack as it does more of an area of effect. Make sure you run the cave as fast as possible so that you can maximize your XP. And watch out for Arthropleura's spit, which will destroy your armor as a rider. After running this cave, you should be close to a level 100. If you are not, there are still 2 4x notes on the map to go and find. If you search on Google Explorer Notes, you can find the placement of these, and you can rinse and repeat and run this cave again until you are level 100. I hope this guide helps you to get to maximum level as soon as you can. Make sure you do this before you set up a base.